can we please do roll call?
Present.
Commissioner Morales.
Present.
Today is April 19. We're starting the meeting for the Lottery Licensing Board. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of March 22nd, 2023.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Morales made a motion to approve the minutes for April 5th, second by Commissioner Laird. Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Laird, how do you vote?
Yes.
Minutes approved.
We do not have,
Much.
we do not have any old business. We also do not have tabled matters. We do have a table matter. Okay, we have one table. Do we want to bring that up now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, she's here? Okay, great. So we have a tabled matter from last week. It's Motor Vehicles Class 2 for Glamorous Boutique, who's applying for a vehicle Class 2 wholesale office space only at 178 Lawrence Street.
Hello.
Hello. ¿En inglés o en español?
Puede
English
ser
or
en
Spanish?
español.
En español. Okay. Me tiene que dar un ching because we have to translate.
Okay.
Do you understand English though?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So can you please tell me your name for the purposes of today and why you're applying for this license?
My name is Bianni Cruz and apply for wholesale dealers.
Thank you. Commissioner Laird, do you have any questions?
You know you cannot sell a car to a neighbor. It's gonna be strictly to a dealer, and you're gonna buy a car off a dealer. You know that, right?
Yeah, I understand that part.
And your office space has to be separate from this other place, this Glamour, gonna be completely separate. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Officer Cano?
I've been to the location. I've actually spoken to Brianni, as well as the state police. We've gone to the location, advised her as to what she requires, what she needs to do, and I think she understands that, and I think she's been complying with those requests.
Thank you, Officer. Captain Delaney?
No questions.
Thank you, Captain. Director Alfonso?
No question.
Awesome. Go ahead, Mike.
I'll make a motion, we pass it.
I will second the motion.
Commissioner Mike Laird make a motion to approve the Class 2 wholesale office space only for Glamour Boutique and Multi-Service at 178 Lawrence Street. Second by Commissioner Morales. Commissioner Laird, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion passed 2-0. Congratulations, Bianni,
Thank you.
and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And for the new business with this evening, the first item on the agenda is, the second item on the agenda is the comic vic license for Picalo Empanadas.
Good evening.
Evening. Could you please state your name for the record and the reason for the application?
My name is Marvin Posada. I'm here representing Picalo South Union Incorporation, DBA Picalo Empanadas.
Thank you. And this will be a second location in the city of Lawrence?
Correct.
Commissioner Laird, do you have questions?
No, I just want to wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
Hope it's as good as the first one.
Thank you.
Officer Cano?
I get flagged down. People asking me when they're gonna open up.
Soon, hopefully.
Gonna open up soon.
Yes.
No questions.
Thank you. Captain Delaney?
No questions.
Thank you. Director Alfonso?
I'm very, very happy to see a business like that going to that area. They had to learn how to eat pastelitos.
Yes, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm very excited because it has parking, so I'd like to make a motion to approve this.
Great.
Second it?
Commissioner Morales made a motion to approve Piccolo at 61 South Union, second by Commissioner Laird. Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Laird, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion passed, 2-0. Congratulations, and we want to be there at the grand opening.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Muchas gracias.
Okay. You can pass tomorrow to pick up the license. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda, we have a liquor license application for Gomez Liquors.
Good evening.
Hello.
I'm Francisco Paulino. I don't know the protocol, but should I say my name, my address, or?
Yes, your name for, well, you just said your name. We know who you are. What's the
I'm
reason
Francisco
for the
Paulino
application?
from 48 Madeline Avenue, Methuen, Massachusetts. The State Rep for Lawrence Methuen, and I'm here to assist my friend Rachel Gomez Paulino and Raul Gomez Sanchez on his application for Gomez Liquor.
Thank you.
I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
My only question is, you're gonna have, it's gonna be right beside the store, right?
Excuse me, sir?
The liquor store is gonna be right beside the store, right?
It's gonna be a totally separate business.
I understand, it's right beside it though, right? And it's, I gotta make sure there's no passageway from the store to the liquor store. That's my only question.
There is no passes.
I have no problem then.
Thank you, sir.
Officer Cano?
I've been to the location. It's actually what used to be the Rent-A-Center, I believe. So they fixed up the location.
Color time.
Color time, yes. Thank you. And they're doing good work over there, so I think they're doing well.
Captain Delaney?
The fire department stopped by last week, performed an inspection. Looks like they have a great spot, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Director Alfonso?
Yes, inspection of services also visited and inspected the location, and it's a great location and very, very nice. I think it's going to be a great restaurant in the area, okay? Thank you for being here, and I wish you the best luck.
Thank you.
I don't have any additional questions.
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Commissioner Laird made a motion to approve the liquor store license for Gomez Liquors at 59 State Street and AKA 378 South Broadway.
AKA 276.
276, I'm sorry, 276. This is Citizen Service address, 276 South Broadway. Commissioner Morales, do you second?
Yes, I second.
Second by Commissioner Morales. Commissioner Laird, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Morales,
Yes.
motion pass. Congratulations, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
The next item on the agenda is for St. Patrick's Parish, who's applying for a one-day wine and malt beverage license.
Hi,
Hi, could you please state your name for the record and the reason for the application?
I am Pat Neal, the business manager at St. Patrick's, and the Curcio Movement of St. Patrick's is having a dinner dance on May 20th, and for a fundraiser.
No, we just did one last week, last month for you, right?
Yeah, St. Patrick's dinner dance, yep.
I have no question.
Officer Cano, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
Captain Delaney?
Fire department has no questions.
Thank you. Director Alfonso?
Inspection of services, no question.
I would like to make a motion to approve this one-day license.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Morales make the motion to approve one-day wine and malt beverage for St. Patrick's Parish. Second by Commissioner Lair. Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Lair, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion pass. Congratulations. You can come by tomorrow to pick up the license.
Thank you.
Good luck.
The next item is Encuentro de Nagueros in Lawrence. It's applying for one-day beer and wine license. And that's for 149, 159 Haverhill Street.
Nagueros.
¿Nagueros o nagüeros? Nagüeros. Sí, sí. Hola. Hello, ¿cómo están?
Muy bien, gracias.
¿En inglés o en español?
Español.
Ok, me tienen que dar un momento para poder traducir. Ok.
Ok, de acuerdo.
So, para el propósito de hoy, usted me puede dar su nombre y la razón por la aplicación. If you can please give me your name and the name for the application, the reason for the application.
Mi nombre es Dulciciano y la razón es porque tenemos un encuentro de nagüeros, sí, donde hacemos ese encuentro para reencontrarnos, compartir, y es una forma de sociabilizar.
Perfecto, gracias. She said they're doing an encounter with folks from their community. They want to get together and have time in community. Mike, Commissioner Laird, do you have questions? Le estoy preguntando si él tiene preguntas.
I'm going to pass. I want to study this for a minute.
Officer Cano?
I got information today that there might be a date that's in conflict with the event at the senior center that they requested, and this was requested by Lieutenant Cerullo regarding that. He's waiting for confirmation from Martha
Okay.
to find out, so he was asking if the item could be tabled.
Okay.
He's okay with either a special meeting or to the next meeting to let them know. It's not that they're being denied, it's just that they want to make sure that if they pick a date, that it's available and not in conflict.
Okay. Thank you. So, tenemos un día para la reservación del centro de los ancianos aquí en Lawrence. Como ustedes han estado trabajando con el Lieutenant Cerullo, él nos dejó saber que se va a asegurar que no haya conflicto con algo que tenga Marta, la directora del centro, ese día. Y entonces, en vez de aprobarle hoy, lo que le estamos sugiriendo es que si no tenemos una reunión especial para aprobarle esto, lo podemos poner en la próxima agenda, que nos daría tiempo suficiente para asegurarnos que ustedes tengan su evento. Do we have enough time for the next?
Yes.
Sí, ok.
Can I say something?
Claro.
Cuando ella solicitó estar en la reunión de hoy, yo le pregunté que si ella sabía cómo iba a mover todo lo de la aplicación. Me dijo que le estaban ayudando en el Senior Center, Nilsa Caraballo, le estaban ayudando, y cuando seleccionó la fecha, ellos sabían que ella estaba solicitando el 13 de mayo para el evento.
Exacto.
Entonces no entendemos ahora cómo
Sí.
el Departamento de Recreación, que es quien da los permisos para actividades en el parque, no sabía que ella estaba solicitando ese día y se lo cedieron a ella, aún sabiendo que había otro evento en el parque ese día. Y el otro evento no tiene nada que ver con Semana Hispana, es diferente a lo de Semana Hispana.
Así es.
Okay, so, do you understand, Captain?
¿Ya quiere decir algo?
I got you.
Sí. Ella es la presidenta.
Claro.
Martha told me today because it was gonna be us that were gonna use it for the pageant, but I told her that we were not gonna use the premises. I just didn't know, I just noticed now. It was the 13th, we're using the YMCA. So I told her we're not using it. Oh, they can. It is, yes, yes.
Mira.
Thank you so much. Sí.
Thank you.
Yes, for the record, was someone in the public say that they were the one having that date and they decided to go to another location with that, so they can go ahead with it.
Good, good.
Pero espérese, no hemos terminado. Okay, Captain Delaney, or, go ahead.
I definitely am grateful that Jerry's here, because she was able to clarify that. But I do recommend that they touch base with Lieutenant Cerullo at least, once, if, that way everything is all squared away.
Que él está agradecido que pudimos clarificar esto, pero sí les sugerimos que vayan y hablen otra vez con el
Capitán, el lieutenant.
no, con Lieutenant Cerullo.
Lieutenant.
Ajá.
So I understand.
Porque él lo ha estado ayudando. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can
thank
explain
you.
to them later.
Okay, thank you. Captain Delaney, thank you.
The applicant stopped by the fire department the other day. We discussed the event. It sounds like a great event. Yo no tengo pregunta.
Ay, qué lindo. Right, Alfonso.
Yes, just for the record, I would like to say that Nagua, that's why they call Naguero, is one of the most beautiful coastal cities in Dominican Republic. So that's what they are going to do, is having all the people from Nagua living here to try to be together and contribute to the society that they has been doing it.
So we
understand
have,
it?
I'm sorry, for that we have like people who has business and a lot of people from our country that are prosper people here, so we would like to meet them and they can gather together and know each other, as a community.
Commissioner Laird?
Yeah, I have no problem with this. I hope you're the best of luck with it. If there's a conflict, we'll just have to bring it back. I'm gonna make a motion that we pass this tonight, and if there's a conflict, we'll get back to you and we'll straighten it out with you. Well, I'm just in case, Officer, Lieutenant Cirillo says it's a problem. I'll make a motion, we approve it. If there's any problems, we'll straighten it out, okay?
Can I say something? Yeah. Can I say something? Is that they had to define the security details for the event, and they getting support from the mayor office, so that there's gonna be set up, yeah.
So, lo que dijo mi amigo aquí, Laird, es que él le quiere aprobar la licencia hoy para su evento, pero se tienen que asegurar que por favor hablen con el Lieutenant Cirillo otra vez para asegurarnos que no haya inconveniencia con el espacio y que todo esté al día. Si hay una inconveniencia o tienen que regresar, simple y llenamente nos dejan saber y nosotros trabajaremos con ustedes en la próxima reunión. Okay.
Thank
Está
you.
bien.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve this one-day license.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Morales made a motion to approve Encuentro de Nagüeros
Sí.
for May 13, second by Commissioner Morales.
Can we shout yes?
Commissioner Lear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion passed. Your event has been approved.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're gonna be there. too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Arreglen todos los detalles de la seguridad, que eso es lo
Llama-
más importante. de
Así
verdad.
es. Todo está bajo control. Gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias. Bendiciones. Thank you.
You ready? Okay. Okay, the next item on the application is Bocao Latin Restaurant, who's applying for a change of hours of operations.
Buenas.
Buenas. ¿En español?
Sí.
Ok. Para dar su nombre. Las horas.
Claro, Yanna Cabrera, estoy aquí por Bocao Restaurant. Nos gustaría poder cerrar a la 1 como los demás restaurantes. Actualmente estamos cerrando a las 11.
No alcohol involved, right?
No hay alcohol.
Sí. Yes.
There is.
No, don't get me wrong, I just want to know, because it doesn't say if there's an alcohol license, right, so. You have dancing or anything in there?
¿Bailan ahí en su restaurante?
No, es algo tranquilo.
No dancing is something quiet.
All right, I have no more questions for you.
No tengo más preguntas para ustedes. Officer Cano?
I've been to the establishment a few times. Everything seems in order.
Yo he ido al negocio varias veces y todo está al día. Gracias. Captain Delaney?
The fire department has performed several inspections over the last several months. They were always in compliance and doing a great job.
El departamento de bomberos han hecho sus varias inspecciones y cada vez que van hacen su buen trabajo. Sorry, I'm so tired. Pero me entendieron. Okay.
I'm the 10.
Sí, gracias. And Director Alfonso?
¿Cómo vinieron ustedes con el nombre de Bocao?
Bocao, it's a little bit, yeah, and we like, so we, in our food, we have a little bit in, yeah.
Inspection of Services has been doing many inspections, and so far so good, so keep on going.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion to approve this time change, hours of operations.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Morales make the motion to approve Bocao no hour operation from Monday through Thursday and Friday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. and Fridays 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday and Sunday 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Second by Commissioner Lair. Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Lair, how do you vote?
Yes.
Our operation has been changed for Bocao Restaurant in Intro Street. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
The next item on the agenda is Semana Hispana, who's applying for a one-day beer license for the Semana Hispana celebration.
It's actually 2 days. Geminuri Rosario, it is for the 44th Festival of Semana Hispana, as usual.
Thank you. I don't have questions at this moment.
It's been going on for a number of years, and we hope to keep it going that way. So
Of course.
that's the only thing I have to say.
Officer Cano?
I have no questions.
Captain Delaney?
The fire department is very familiar with the event. They do a great job, and we wish them the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Alfonso.
Yes, I grew up here going to Semana Hispana. Is the beers being served in the same area?
Yes, the senior center.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'll make a motion, we pass it.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Lair make the motion to approve Semana Hispana one-day beer for June 17 and 18
Yes.
at the Senior Center, second by Commissioner Morales.
Yes.
How do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Lair, how do you vote?
Yes.
Okay, one-day beer is approved for Semana Hispana. I used to be Semana Hispana president.
Yes,
in
we know.
1997. Long time ago. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hope to see you all there.
Free beer for you guys.
The next item on the agenda is the Party Connection, who's applying for a one-day all-alcohol license at the Boathouse.
Hello, I'm Michelle from the Party Connection.
Hi, Michelle.
We applied for Javier Fantausi for the Lawrence Boathouse for wine and beer only. Applied, paid for it, so I'm just here to say I'm here.
I don't have questions at this moment. Commissioner Laird?
I have no questions.
Officer Cano?
I have no questions.
Captain Delaney?
No questions.
Director Alfonso?
Very familiar with the event, no question at this time.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't have questions. I'd
Okay.
like to make a motion to approve the
Okay, thank
license.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Morales made a motion to approve the Party Connection event on April 29 at the Boardhouse, second by Commissioner Lear. Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Lear?
Yes.
The motion passed 2-0. Party Connection can keep going.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You can
And-
pass tomorrow
Okay,
to pick up the license.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is General Restaurant and Retail, DeBach Foods. Jason, oh, here he comes. Hi. Awesome. You all are applying for a full premise, all alcohol license. If you could state your name for the record and the reason for the application, that'd be great.
Good evening, Commissioners and members of the board. My name is Rebecca Edmondson Corum, and I do represent Daybach, and I would like my clients to introduce themselves.
Good evening, Council. Good evening, Commissioner. My name is Pima Sensen.
And Sean. Jason here. Nice to meet you.
And we are applying for a license for, just to be technically correct, our application does ask for only wine and beer, but we will be more than happy to have an all alcohol license. We were just trying to start off, but they have opened the restaurant in September of last year. They are fully licensed for all liabilities and everything. We just, everybody is serve safe, and tips will be as well, tip certified, or serve safe certified with the alcohol, whichever you prefer. I know certain cities and towns prefer one over the other. And so what we're doing, it is a Korean barbecue restaurant, and there is no bar or anything like that. It's just tables, and it's a family restaurant, and they just want to have alcohol as a, a treat for people and a draw for people, just a compliment to the food, which is excellent, I'm going to say it.
Thank you. Commissioner Laird, do you have questions?
We approved their license last year sometime. And when I see every time I go by, it looks like it's crowded, not only because of Jay Bryan's, but theirs too, so I was just wondering, are they making any money over there?
They're doing well, but of course, the alcohol license is something that will help enhance their bottom line.
I have no problem with them getting the license, and so there's a meeting on the 24th that they might have to come there. We're going to drop a letter off sometime to you that all clubs have to show up for on the 24th.
We have that, and I think I'm actually going to be attending with them, so yes.
So
thank you, Mr. Lopez,
I
for
have no
sending that.
problems with it.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you. Officer Cano?
I definitely, I've been to the establishment, great food, great service.
Excellent.
And no questions.
Thank you. Captain Delaney?
The fire department has performed several inspections since they've opened, and they are always in compliance.
Thank you. Director Alfonso?
You has been operating for 1 year now?
Since September of last year. The build-out occurred a few months before that.
That's about a month. And so far, so good with the experience with the patrons and people going to the restaurant?
I'm going to defer to my clients on that. I personally just used it when we were at the restaurant preparing, but had everything okay with the equipment?
Yeah, everything looks up to date.
The inspection has been favorable, so I have no more question. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited you guys got this through to us. This is great. I love your spot. Very excited for your business. And I'd like to approve, well, I need to make a motion first. So I'd like to make a motion to approve this liquor license
I'll second that.
Commissioner Morales make a motion to approve the liquor license, second by Commissioner Leah. But I have a question before you vote.
Yes.
Are you approving the all alcohol license or just wine and beer?
I'm going to approve an all alcohol license.
Okay.
We appreciate that
Okay,
very much.
Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Thank you very much.
Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Leah, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion passed. Your all alcohol license is approved for Jason Barbecue Diabetic Food. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We have to wait until the ABC okays it, though.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is an incident report for La Palmas. If you can give us 1 minute just to figure out how to organize this. One sec.
Suggestion, the last 4 items, we have to take in considerations, the last 4,
Yeah.
yeah, in the report.
Officer Cano?
So, two things. One is I'm going to abstain from this hearing. But the other thing too is I have one of the officers out of the 5 that are present that are on duty, so he may be called at any moment. So that report should be heard first. That's going to be number 23-000-039.
What's the date of that, officer? Okay.
Mr. Benasian, want to address yourself first and...
Certainly.
And your party representing, and then we'll have the officer speak, please.
Certainly. Commissioner Robert Menasian, I'm an attorney in Lawrence, Mass., and I represent Maria Thomas, who owns and operates Las Palmas Restaurant. And this lady standing next to me is my client, Maria Thomas, the manager and owner of that restaurant.
All right, we'll let the officer speak, and if you have any questions, you can ask him, okay?
Certainly. Let me just step aside here.
Okay. Thank you. Officer, when you do the report, eliminate the names, okay? Don't say
Sure.
the names.
All right. Good evening. My name is Officer De Jesus. I work here for the City of Lawrence. I was asked to come tonight and just read off my report. Okay? So I'll start with, on Friday, January 1st, 2022, I worked my assigned shift 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Uniform patrol shift in the Saint Mark Cruiser lighted cruiser 429. At approximately 11:51 p.m., Officer De La Cruz was dispatched to 447 Exeter Street at Las Palmas Club for the report of a pregnant female on the ground, unable to breathe. I arrived at the scene moments later to assist. As I arrived, I observed a female, later identified, a female, I'll leave that blank, yelling at Officer De La Cruz, "These effing cops, they are good for nothing." Officer De La Cruz then told me the female was causing a disturbance and getting the attention of a large crowd from the club and traffic on Essex Street. Officer De La Cruz ordered the female several times to leave, but she continued yelling at him. I then ordered the female to leave because the crowd was getting larger. Female continued yelling as she walked away. While she left, the female would come back to the officers and get approximately 1 foot in proximity to me. The female continued yelling and screaming at us. I ordered the female to leave, but she refused, causing a large crowd to gather on the scene. The female stated, what are you going to do, you effing cops, dick sucker? You guys are good for nothing." After the female ignored several orders, I grabbed the female by the left arm and told her she was under arrest for disorderly conduct. The female then began to resist officers, but after approximately 1 minute, the female was handcuffed and escorted to my cruiser. The female had a coat on, which I put it down for weapons or contraband. It was later known to officers that the person needing assistance was the female's sister, the same female she was pulling away from us at the time. Another female another female approached me on the scene and stated she was inside the club and someone sprayed what she believed was pepper spray in the air. The pepper spray landed in the female's sister's face, causing minor irritation. EMS arrived at the scene, rendered medical attention, and she was transported to the Lawrence General Hospital for further treatment. And then the female causing the disturbance was transported to the station, where she was fully booked, processed, and offered her further personal rights. And this is when I applied for a criminal application charging the female for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Nothing further.
Thank you, officer.
Okay.
Officer, person was inside the club, right?
This incident started inside the club with the alleged pepper spray.
Sorry.
She was arrested,
The female, yes, the cause of the disturbance, yes.
and aside from her conduct, everything else was on the sidewalk, am I correct?
It was,
Be fair to say the pepper spray incident occurred inside, and you've told us that you believe the pepper spray was the cause of what occurred outside?
that pretty much initiated the whole disturbance, the pepper spray inside the club, yeah.
All right. And no officers were hurt,
No,
and she was charged with disorderly conduct, and what else?
resisting arrest.
Right. Do you know if she was ordered to stay away from the establishment?
It was not communicated by myself. Maybe in courts, I'm not sure.
Right, good enough. I
Okay.
have no more questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Estrada?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, officer.
Good evening.
All right, so I'm just gonna read the report. On Sunday, November 6, 2022, I, Detective Estrada, was assigned to uniform patrol in Mark Cruiser 434. At approximately 23:52 hours, along with Sergeant Guthrie, Detective Garcia, and Officer Torres, we responded to 445 Essex Street for reports of a stabbing. Upon arrival at the intersection of Essex Street and Hampshire Street, there were several patrons of La Palmas holding up a male from falling to the ground. When I exited my vehicle, I observed a significant amount of blood coming out of a laceration from the male in his lower chest area. A subject took off his shirt, and with his shirt I began to apply pressure against the victim. Shortly after, Lawrence General, EMS, and paramedics arrived on scene and escorted the victim to the rear of the ambulance. The victim was then transported to Lawrence General Hospital for further medical attention. Detective Garcia spoke to an individual who stated the following. This individual exited the Palmas nightclub with the victim, and they began walking northbound on Hampshire Street. An identified male began to eyeball, and they subsequently began to fight. During the physical altercation, the unidentified male stabbed the victim. According to the reporting party, she does not know who the male subject is or remember what he was wearing. The victim stated the following. He was informed that, a witness stated the following. He was informed that the victim was outside the club fighting someone. As soon as he exited the club, the victim was already on the ground holding pressure on his laceration. Officers and detectives made several attempts to speak with the potential eyewitnesses and the scene, and everybody claimed that they did not see the incident or the suspect.
What day is that report?
November 6th.
That's November 6th?
All right, city video located at Hampshire Street and Essex Street displayed the following. At 23:34 hours, the suspect vehicle parks on Hampshire Street, right off Essex Street. Suspect exits the vehicle and stands out of the nightclub for approximately 5 minutes. At 23:43, the suspect exits the vehicle and runs back into his vehicle. The suspect goes back to the front of the nightclub and starts conversing with a male wearing a white shirt, with a white t-shirt and a dark colored pants. At 23:46, the suspect enters the club and grabs one of the victims out of the club. The suspect is observed pulling the victim by the arm and towards his vehicle. Moments later, the second victim exited the club with two other unidentified males and ran towards the suspect's vehicle. Everyone gathered next to the suspect vehicle, and then the video skips to the incident where the victim gets stabbed. Seconds later, the victim and the suspect were separated. The suspect attempts to run back into the club, but then is observed running eastbound on Essex Street towards Amesbury Street. Detective viewed private video from the video footage from the nightclub, and the suspect is described as follows. Hispanic male, was wearing a black t-shirt, black torn jeans, two-tone colored sneakers, and a yellow hat. The suspect vehicle was located from where it was originally parked. The suspect vehicle is a gray Ford. We queried the vehicle, and it came back to an individual from outside the city. Detective Garcia observed several fingerprints on the driver's side window, potentially belonging to the unidentified suspect. Detective Garcia requested for the on-duty tow shortly after Cody's arrived and towed the vehicle inside their secured garage. At 5 a.m., I proceeded to Lawrence General Hospital to interview the victim. Inside the patient's room was his girlfriend. I asked the girlfriend to step out, which she did, in order to get a statement from the victim. The victim stated the following. He was inside the Palmas nightclub with some friends. He observed the suspect enter the club and grab his girlfriend by the arm and pull her out of the club. Geronimo stated that when the suspect grabbed her by the arm, he stood up to confront, but the victim told him to calm down, that she was going to try to calm him down. The victim was informed that the girlfriend and the suspect were outside arguing with her ex-husband, so he ran outside and confronted him. They both began to argue and then began to fight at the intersection of Essex and Hampshire Street. As he was fighting with the suspect stabbed him with a knife and took off running. The victim stated he did not see the color type of the knife that the suspect stabbed him with. I then spoke with the girlfriend, who stated the following, which was similar to the stabbing victim statement, and pretty much that was it.
Officer, this incident occurred, the stabbing occurred outside the club?
Correct.
From your investigation, did you reveal that, by the way, did you find out who the stabber was?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he charged?
Yeah.
Did you also, from your investigation, reveal that all he did was walk into the nightclub and take somebody outside?
Yeah, he grabbed her and pulled her out.
That was his ex-wife?
Yes.
All right? So it would be fair to say that the defendant in this case and the other female, they were husband and wife, or?
At one point, yeah.
Yes, okay. So he apparently was more, is this a domestic violence case?
Pretty much.
Okay. And the incident of stabbing occurred outside?
Correct.
And from your investigation, was there anything the establishment could have done to prevent this man from doing what he did? Realistically?
No.
And it'd be fair to say that he had an agenda? In other words, when he went to the club, he had an agenda to do something to his ex-wife?
Say that again, sorry?
It's apparent then that this man had an agenda when he went to the club.
Yeah.
His intention was to do something to his ex-wife?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Thank you, officer.
Thank you.
Can I ask one? Where exactly was the stabbing, according to you? Because it wasn't in front of the club. So where exactly, how far from the club was the stabbing?
As the report
Because it
states,
says on the corner of Essex and Hampshire, which was in Hampshire Street. Where the stabbing happened, it wasn't even in front of, it was like a corner away.
the report stated what you just said.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to clarify because it's a little confusing the way it was read, like I couldn't.
I got a video of that, so I saw the video.
So we're happy.
And it's right in front of the club. It's at an angle from the front of the club, between two cars. In fact, the guy's guts were hanging out.
Yeah, but he got stabbed on the sidewalk there. He ran up to the corner. That's okay.
Thank you, officer.
Officer, while you're there, why don't you read the other report you have up here too on 220, 23?
What's the date of that one?
February 20th, right?
February 20 or March 20?
February 20th. Yeah, that's the one I have right here. No, that's not, but she's right there on the... No, it is what it is. Yeah.
Good evening, I'm Officer Ada Rosario. I'm just going to summarize the facts, which is a very lengthy report. So, on Monday, February 20th, 2023, this year, at approximately 1 a.m., there was a female hanging out with her friends inside Las Palmas restaurant. Almost at closing time, her ex-boyfriend approaches her table and demands that she leaves with him. She refused to leave with him, so he began to pull her and walk towards the door. Her friends then pulled her away from him, and it was at this time that the male removed a pocket knife and began to launch in her direction. He did so multiple times and succeeded in stabbing her in her lower abdomen. The security from Las Palmas noticed the altercation and they attempted to separate, but had already occurred. The male then exited Las Palmas, and after that, the female was transported to the emergency room by her friends. And that's basically all the events that happened on this day.
Officer, the relationship between the defendant and this woman who got stabbed, there was boyfriend-girlfriend situation?
At that time, they were ex-boyfriend and girlfriend, but yes, before they were.
And from your investigation, you learned that the young lady walked outside voluntarily with this man?
Negative, no. He attempted to remove her from the restaurant involuntarily, and because she refused and she had her friends pulling away from him, he decided to stab her then and there.
And was he arrested and charged?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Officer Estrada, did you want to come back up? Sorry.
So the report, it's is based on, is in connection to her. So it's just, I pretty much identify the guy through our data system, and I ended up getting a warrant. That's all I have.
So he said that the continued of the report is that the officer pulled up the gentleman's name through the database. They found him, pulled up a warrant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you have questions, sorry, for the officer? Okay, thank you, no, he's good.
Is there going to be a March 20th report?
Yes.
I believe that's going to be a fall.
Yes.
Good afternoon. So I'm actually testifying for Tavares. I'm Officer Ovalles. So this is on behalf of a domestic past that occurred outside of Palmer's Lounge, I'm sorry. It was on Monday, March 20th, 2023, where officers were at approximately 3:11 a.m. Officers were dispatched to Chelmsford and Center Street to assist Methuen PD for a report of a domestic past that happened at the nightclub. During this incident, it was a verbal argument that happened between both male and female that happened inside of the club. It was an ex-girlfriend who was upset about her boyfriend being at the club. During this, she shows up to the club. They start verbally arguing inside. Then they walk outside, and they started to argue outside of the club. During the argument, the unidentified male ends up slapping and grabbing her by the back of her neck and placed her inside of his vehicle. Inside of the vehicle, the female then begins to slap the male several times before she ends up pulling out pepper spray, later spraying him in the face. It was unidentified where the pepper spraying occurred, because he stated that he did drive from Lawrence to Methuen, which didn't make much sense because his vision would have been impaired, affected by the spray. I have nothing else.
Officer,
Yes, sir.
was the man arrested, to your knowledge?
No, sir.
You haven't found him?
No, sir. I just assisted on that call.
Did the woman wish a complaint issue against this gentleman?
No, sir. It was actually the male who called on the female.
Okay. And by the way, you got a phone call from Methuen Police about this incident, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. And from your investigation, Your situation is that this happened inside the club?
No, sir. The verbal argument happened inside of the club.
Okay. They had an argument inside the club, they went outside, they got in his car, and then they went to Methuen?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me what Las Palmas did wrong that evening as it relates to this incident?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you.
Yes, you say that was, the incident happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. What day was that when?
It was on March 20th, 2023.
What day of the week? You know which one?
Oh, Monday, I'm sorry.
Monday?
Yes, sir.
The question.
Officer, the time on this report is 3 o'clock in the morning. So it'd be fair to say, a couple hours after Las Palmas closed, you got the phone call about the incident.
Yes, sir. We got the phone call to assist Methuen at that time.
All right. And the bottom line is, there was a couple hours between 1 o'clock in the morning, if it was a 1 o'clock closing, and 3 o'clock would have been 2 hours that elapsed, and these people had their altercation in a car away from Las Palmas then.
Could be, yes, sir.
I have no further questions.
Thank you.
Commissioner Laird?
These officers were brought in for a reason today, all right? And it's not just because of these 4 or 5 incidents. We've been trying to get reports on this club for a while because of all the incidents we're finding out. One of the stabbings that happened on November 6th, I was sent a photo of the fight. I saw the fight, I still have it on my phone. I tried to get reports on that, and I couldn't get reports on it. This board tried to get reports for the last 4 or 5 months. We don't get any reports about this club. But once we got the reports, there was 12 of them that we sent to you that we're going to address. Now, out of those 12, we decided to only hear 4 of them because most of them are like past a year from 2021, 22, and 23. These are the reports we got. But just to let you know, I have a list of reports here, about maybe 20 incidents for that one club, all right? And it goes like this: disturbance, drunk, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, disturbance, domestic progress over there, disturbance, fight, A and B passed, A and B passed, disturbance, another A and B passed, a fight. This goes on. It seems to me that this club is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. You know, me being a prior police officer, I know something about the law like you do. I know that if I get in the car after I've been drinking over there, and I get in a car accident, this club's still responsible. If I kill someone or get in an accident, this club could be sued. Am I right?
Of course.
Okay. And if I get stopped with a DWI and I go in front of a judge, they're gonna ask me the last place I had a drink, and they're gonna say Las Palmas. So her responsibility is to her patrons, also once they step outside that club. So when you look at it, something's not being done over there. Now, I have a video, another video that was sent to me, of new dancing. I don't have a date on it, but it was sometime this year. Now, we didn't address that because we don't have a date. But back in December or November, we had another club come in with new dancing. And we brought them in for this hearing here. And at that time, they brought the promoter up to us in here, and the promoter said that to us that night, that the only reason they ended up at that club is because they were supposed to be at La Palmas, and they got canceled. So I don't know what's going on in that club, but I don't believe your client's there all 24 hours a day or at nighttime when this stuff's going on. I believe she's there sometimes, but someone else is running the place to do these things. This club has to be stopped, and it has to be, all this stuff has to be stopped and corrected. Now, I don't want to hurt anybody. Since I've been on this board, we try to recognize people and give them a warning the first time, the second time, and everything else. And I believe that when you have a club in there or a business and they make a mistake, you give them a reprimand or a 3-day suspension, something easy going on. We're in favor of the clubs making a business. I know Commissioner Morales is on the same page with me on that. But something has to be done with this club.
Commissioner,
Then you can speak when I'm done, okay? So, I looked at all the facts, I've been studying this, and it's been bothering me a lot, this club, okay? So, I will make my recommendations in a little while, what I would like to see happen to this club, but I want to let you know, she's responsible for her customers. Once they walk out that door, she's still responsible. She's responsible for the woman that got stabbed in her club, even though one of them got stabbed in the club. Somehow, security people are supposed to have a wand or something to warn the crazy. How are they getting inside the club with knives? That's another thing, okay? So, I'll leave it there and I'll pass it on to them.
Captain Delaney, oh, go ahead.
if I may, when I read the reports, I spoke to my client immediately. I want to point out to you, she's run that business for 16 years. She has her life savings, her blood, sweat, and tears into that place. Since the incident has occurred, since she became aware, they now have 5 security people on the door, or in the club, I'm sorry. They've brought on a female so that we'd have better security for patting down women who are coming into the club. That's been an issue up until now. They have wands. I can't explain to you how they miss with the wands, the knives. That I can't justify that. But she tells me, Commissioner, that she's there all the time. She's not happy of what's going on. She's not happy that she's here. What she wants to do is she wants to rectify these transgressions that have occurred. What bothers me about some of these situations are it's boyfriend, girlfriend, ex-husband, ex-wife, and they just get carried away, and then she ultimately gets hurt. She comes before the board, and she may lose her license or face a suspension. She tells me that in an effort to curb the situation, there's the crowds outside, she's paid for a detail that's on 3 nights a week, 9 to 1. The cost of the detail is shared with 2 other clubs. They pay $800 a night to have a cruiser out in front of her place when people come out or patrolling that area. It's something that she's done with 2 other clubs in the Essex Street area. She's here before you, asking you for an opportunity to prove that this was a stroke of all bad luck that she's had. Obviously, she's been in business for 16 years, but it just seems like the last couple of years have been, something has gone wrong. But she wants to prove to you that this is a streak that's about to stop. In fact, it has stopped. And she wants to be a good person in the community, run a good club, and yet not get on the bad side of this board, because she knows the consequences. I would ask that, in view of the fact that none of these incidents were called to her attention, that you be extra lenient with her and give her an opportunity and allow her to continue in business without revoking her license or suspending her license. She's here and she wants to address you so that you'll know that it's just not words coming from my house, that my mouth. She's here and she's hearing you. And if it turns out that in the future there's something else that occurs, well, she was here, she heard you, and she's got to suffer the consequences. But I would ask you to give her a chance going forward to prove to you that with extra security and more vigilance, and perhaps maybe some people get overserved. And that's another issue that's in this business. When people come in the door, you don't know where they've been. They may have had 2 or 3 drinks someplace else. They come into our establishment. They have a drink in our establishment, and that 1 drink that they have, or 2 drinks they have in our place, puts them over the edge, unfortunately. And that's a risk that she runs when running this type of an operation. But she runs a restaurant. By the way, I asked her about new dancing, and she categorically denies that they had it or intended to have it. But she's here to make amends with the board and let you know that she's serious and that she will cooperate to the nth degree. Will you get up here, Maria, please? Do you want to say something to the board?
Excuse me, just remember one question, Mr. Counselor.
Sure.
When you go in front of a judge and they ask you, was the last place you had a drink? Not the first place, not the second drink, they ask you the last place.
I have to tell you a cute story. I just had an operating under case. And the judge asked my client, where'd you have the last drink? And he says, at the barber shop. And now I know why all the barber shops are open till 11 o'clock at night.
Hi, Maria Thomas. I've been speaking with the attorney, and everything he said is my feeling towards the board and towards what's going on. I got told, anything that happens, you call the police because you won't get a report on it. That's what they told me, right? You're a judge of that, and Officer Cano too. But that's not the case, because most of these reports I've called in myself. I've called it in myself because they say, if I take someone out of my club because they're a little mad and I see they stick around, I prefer to call the cops, so they leave. Once they see a car pull up, they're gonna leave. And that's what's been going on. That's why I got so many reports on my file right now. I'm not excusing anything. I am 100% liable, and I understand, for that stabbing that happened inside my club. I think I have one of the most security clubs in this Lawrence, because I have security guard, extra security guard. And the ones, anybody that's been an officer, they could tell you they're not 100%, because there's too much metal, especially on women. Women have metals in their bra, we have metals all over the place. So I'm not excusing it, but I'm just, those were questions that were asked. So with a wand, it's easy, or easier, to bring anything in, because now people are we find things in their belts, we find, underneath their shoe, between their shoe and their socks, we find them there. I mean, it's getting really, really, really complicated to find these things on these people. And the security guard tries his best, and we put more security guards so that happens. But I'm willing to do everything, anytime that I get something happens, look, I'm paying an extra detail just to be there to get the people out of the club. There's no club here that could tell you that their people leave before mine, because 20 minutes before, we're kicking people out already. We're asking them to nicely leave. If you go at 1, the detail went inside my club this week at 1:06. On a Sunday, there was not one patron there, only employees. And my employees are pay and leave. I don't keep any employees around. So that's what I do every single night of the week. On Fridays, by 2 o'clock, everybody's out. So I told the detail, go to my club first, because everybody will be out at the hour, because we start asking people to leave 20 minutes before. We turn those lights on so they could be all out of the club. So it's not that I'm not trying. I'm trying, and I continue to try to do my best. Domestic violence is really bad right now, everywhere. I'm a victim. My sister just died of domestic violence. Her husband killed her, and then he killed himself. That was in December 25th. I don't know which ones of you know that. So it's really bad going on right now. Most of these incidents always start with domestic violence, with their husband, their boyfriend, getting mad and trying to do something. So like I say, I'm not excusing what happened, especially the one that happened inside, but almost everything else has happened outside. So that's why I put the detail there now, so we could put the detail to help us. And I prefer to spend the money, because there's no money in the world that is worth somebody's life. And it is my responsibility 24/7, I understand. I've been in business for a long time, and I've always tried, and you've been to my business, and any officer that's been to my business always see me there, and they always know. Like all those officers, they know, they talk to me. There was one officer that after that stabbing, he went inside my establishment, he checked the camera with me, and he's like, okay, this has nothing to do with you. I didn't get a report. I thought I was free and clear from that. And then now I get pulled here with all these reports that I don't know, I understand where you're coming from. You're just looking at a name and reports, I understand. And you were an ex-cop, so you know how hard it is for you guys to be out there all the time. I understand 100%.
I will tell you this, I've worked clubs a good 20 years. In 20 years of working clubs, 90% of the fights happen to do with either two girls arguing over one guy or two guys arguing over a girl. 99% of the time, okay? It's never over a spilled drink or anything like that. It's always over a woman. And at that time, you used to have police officers in the club. But when I was working these clubs, I'm not patting myself on the shoulder, I was a strict cop. And they didn't do that when I was there, but you don't have cops no more. You have
Unfortunately.
security guards. So I understand where you're coming from, but the problem still lies in your club.
Right, and that's,
And it's just not yours. There's other clubs in the city doing the same thing, and we're bringing them in. It's just like the other day, there was a shooting at one club. They're coming in. The city has to crack down on it, and I'm sorry, you're one of the first. Mill Street was another one that got brought in here. We're gonna be bringing them in, because it's gotta crack down on them. And I don't know what to tell you, but these guys will have their opinion, and we'll come up with our decision.
so let me ask you one question.
Sure, go ahead.
If we're doing everything we can to do this, what is your suggestion? What can we do now different?
I wish I could give you an answer. Close the door at night.
Then we just have to just close up shop and go home. Unfortunately, it's really tough. This city has always been tough. It's always tough, even tougher when it starts getting warm, because people want to stick around. We know that. It's happened for every single summer. And, but we try to do, or I try to do my best. I'm one of the strictest club owners out there, and anybody that's gone to my club could tell you that. I'm on top of my patrons all the time. If I see anybody that's tipsy or whatever, I ask them, what are you driving? And I don't let them go.
I just want to let you know, on the 24th of April, you got a letter by now, right? Next Monday from 5:30 to 7:30.
Oh, definitely. I have my
License
whole,
com-
everybody that can going.
The license, ABC's going to be there, and you better be there because.
Oh, I will.
They're going to give you new rules and regulations. You are responsible now for outside your club. If you had a parking lot beside your club, you're responsible for it. All the rules and regulations are there now, and it's just a matter of time. It's had to come. So I would tell you to definitely be there, and you can ask the ABC. They're going to give you the rulings too,
Okay.
because
I'm planning
they
on
think
it.
the city's gone wild. They think this is downtown in Texas or something, the ABC.
I understand. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Captain Delaney?
Fire department has nothing to add.
Director Alfonso?
Yes, I would like to ask a question to Maria directly, if possible, Maria. Maria, you have mentioned many possible causes for the incident to happen. It's great to hear that you are taking measure to fix the problem. But what is the cause? What cause in this kind of incident with so close frequency? What do you think is causing those problems?
That's a tough question.
I know.
But because it varies. I mean, a lot of domestic violence is what we're getting lately. And then I've been here for other clubs, and it's the same thing. It always starts with a boyfriend, girlfriend, ex, or whatever, I don't know. So that's going on a lot. And like I said, we try. It's been a long time since, besides this 2020, that we had anything happen inside the restaurant. Now, when I used to send my security guards out there to get people out, people don't want to listen to them. They're outside the club. They think that they have no longer jurisdiction over them anymore. So that's why I put the details now. So once they go out there, that happens. If you see, almost all these incidents are not group incidents. It's not like we have groups of people fighting. No, it's most likely is one-on-one, husband, wife, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, and that kind of stuff. So the last stabbing, that was a jealousy thing too. You know, the guy took his girlfriend out. The girlfriend thought she could calm him down. She went to the corner to talk to him in his car, and the other people came out of the club because they were there, and they thought he was going to do something to her, and they started fighting. That's how that broke out, from what I understand, because we didn't even know it was happening, because in the corner where it happened, you couldn't even see my cameras anymore. My cameras don't see up to there. So that's basically the way that broke out. You know, so I understand your question, and I wish I could tell you a better answer. I've been trying to figure it out. My only way is to try to keep weapons from coming in was to put a female, to pad females down, because the male don't pad females. So that's what we're doing differently now. Since I learned of the incident, we're padding the females.
You have had a great effort trying to have those report when you yourself call the police. Who do you blame for the board not receiving the reports?
The thing is that I didn't even know they existed. I didn't even know they existed because every single incident, some of these incidents they say my name, but how do we know that she really hit him in the club? Outside the club, you know, the one in Methuen at 3 o'clock in the morning, we close at 1 o'clock in the morning. How did that even get back pulled to me? When the officer himself said that I couldn't do anything about that. There's nothing that I could do in situations like that. So if that was my only report, would I still be called to the board? I probably would because it's a report. You understand? That's why I don't understand. I think there should be some sort of way of filing reports where you are, when the restaurant is liable as to when the restaurant is not liable.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to, thank you, Dr. Alfonso. I do want to acknowledge that you did say that when an incident happens, you are calling the cops and you believe as the owner that you're doing right by the residents and the community. And I do want to be able to acknowledge that because we do believe that it's your responsibility to be doing that. And so I do not want to deter you from continuing to do that. I don't know where the communication was, and I don't think I can take responsibility for it, but I want to acknowledge it. I don't know where the communication was where like none of these reports would be shared. But as a commission, we do care about the safety of our community members. We do care also about the nightlife of the community, and we care that business owners stay afloat. So it's a balancing act for us, but we're really honestly taking into account folks' safety as well. And I do appreciate that you do keep calling the cops, even though it seems like it doesn't make sense, but it does, because if not, we wouldn't even be able to address these issues that are clearly happening across the board in our city. So thank you for that.
So it doesn't help me when I don't get the reports.
Madam Commissioner, she doesn't have a godfather in the police station, believe me. No one that's, we're aware of is withholding those reports.
And that doesn't help me, because if I knew of the first incident, I would take care of anything. If I knew of anything that's gonna hurt me, I'll take care of it right there, right then. As opposed to coming here with 10 incidents that I didn't know existed, you know, because even that last incident, I called the police, they never went to me and told me, oh, listen, we're gonna do a report on you, we're gonna come and see the cameras. They never went. I mean, I didn't know that was happening. So I just wanted to know, it's not to my benefit for these reports not to have come out before. That's what I feel.
I don't know why they didn't come out before, okay?
Me neither.
But I've been asking for the one when it's stabbing in front of the club since November or December.
I called the
when it
cops
happened.
myself, yeah.
I've been asking for that report, and we just got it, what, 2 weeks ago? Or just before you got it, that's the first time we got it, and we've been asking for that. You know, you can say all you want, but what you should do, maybe when you call the police, have them put in the report that you did call, okay? That makes a difference to me, that you made the call. Under the new rules and regulations, it says it black and white. You have to call and report it now.
And every single time that I've known of something, I have the stabbing, I call myself. I was out there when the cops came, I was out there with that gentleman that was on the sidewalk. And the other lady that got stabbed, she was in my establishment when they took her to the hospital. I called myself.
I'm gonna make a motion, and you're probably not gonna like it. I'm gonna ask for a 3-day suspension and 1 week, cutting your hours down to 12 o'clock.
That's kind of severe, Commissioner.
7 days total, 3 days suspension and 4 days to the next weekend. She doesn't start, Friday nights are a big night, so we take 1 3-day suspension, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, till Thursday, until 12 o'clock. It's an hour every night she shuts it down, that's all. haven't heard a second yet.
I do have a question. Are we going to, if we cut back the hours until 12, when would her establishment be reestablished for regular hours? We said a week?
It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday that you'll be closed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you close at 12. Friday, you open up at the regular time again.
I'm going to second that.
Can you repeat the motion, please?
The motion is that they be suspended for 3 days. We'll say May 5th to the 7th, and from the 8th to the 13th, close at midnight.
Okay, May 5th to the 7th, and then?
On May 8th to the 13th, close them down for an hour early, at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, 12 a.m.
I would like to state for the record, before we make this motion, that in the past, this probably wouldn't even be the case, and I want to be very honest and open about this, because we were not actually working with regulations that we've all looked at, and we've worked with the community members and our leadership to try and get to a place. We do support small businesses. We do care about the success of your business. We also care about the safety of the Lawrence community. And so I don't want to vote on this lightly when I say that, like, we respect that you're here. We also respect you as a business owner. Please keep that in the forefront of your mind. And as a commissioner and as a board, please use us as a resource. I'll second the motion.
Commissioner Mailer make a motion to suspend your license for 3 days, Friday, the May 5th to the 7th, and then to close at 12 a.m. from the 8th to the 13th, second by Commissioner Morales. Commissioner Lair, how do you vote in this suspension?
Yes.
Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion passed. You got 3 days suspension. In 4 days, you have to close at 12 a.m.
You can always go to the ABC.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a liquor license transfer from Amable Liquors. Hello, welcome.
Good evening. My name is Attorney John Moradian, Democus Law Offices, and with me is Naren Patel. We're here today for an amendment to the Amable Liquors liquor license. One is to amend the license to make Naren Patel the manager of record, also make him the LLC manager. And the last one is a change of ownership interest. The current shareholders, Kiran Patel, is transferring 10% of his interest to Prafu Shukla.
Thank you. Very quickly, Commissioner Laird, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have one question on, I have page 6. It says the manager is Manuel, I'm gonna slaughter the name. K-A-L-O-L-A, and then the other one over here, it says that Pafu Suka is the manager.
What page are you on?
Amendment page, says amendment change of officers, stocks, and ownership.
So I have in the first heading box, section 1, is that you're looking at? Section 6. So, okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So Manoj Kalola is an LLC member, Kiran Patel is LLC member, Prafu Shukla is an LLC member, and then Narendra Patel will be the manager of record and the LLC manager. The LLC manager is like the president of the LLC, akin to that. And then the manager of record would be Naren too. Manoj was is the current manager of record, but he's moving to Pennsylvania, so that's why we're changing it to Naren.
So the manager's not living in Hatfield, Pennsylvania no more, right?
No, this is a new manager, he lives in Billerica.
Okay.
And and just so you know, he's been owner of this liquor store for the past 2 years. It's,
Now, that was my main question. How's he gonna manage if he's in Pennsylvania?
no, this is the new guy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Officer Cano, do you have any questions?
I'm familiar with the location. I'm also familiar with the employees, particularly Prayful. Always, he's always requested if he needed anything. They've always been very proactive in looking for assistance. So I'm looking forward for you to be able to continue the business. So I have no questions, just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Captain Delaney?
I know they do a great business. If you need any assistance from the fire department, let us know, and we wish you the best of luck.
Director Alfonso?
Is the new manager familiar with the community?
Yep, he's been working with the store out for since, when did you guys buy the store, 2020?
Yeah, 2 years now.
2 years now, so they're familiar with it.
No more question.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the transfer.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Ana Morales make the motion to approve the transfer and they change the officials for Amable Liquors at 260 Jackson Street, second by Commissioner Lair. Commissioner Morales, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Lair, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion pass 2-0. Your transfer license is being approved, and we had to send it to the ABCC
Okay.
for the final.
Thank you, have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting. Our next meeting will be held on Wednesday, May 10th.
Before we do that, I just make sure you guys look at the rules that we typed up on the dealerships. If anything else, that's only a draft. Anything you want to add or change, let us know so we can get it going, so we can eliminate the problem with the dealerships. And I'll make the motion that we, I'll make the motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Commissioner Lea make the motion to adjourn the meeting, second by Commissioner Morales. Commissioner Lea, how do you vote to adjourn?
Yes.
Commissioner Morales?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 7:28. Thank you. Have a good night, guys. 7:28.